At the risk of sounding redundant, you a hoe.
You do sound redundant.
So Parwaiz is still sick.
But I'm feeling a lot better.
Yes.
A lot better.
Very grateful for that. But welcome back to the So Chai podcast with
Parwaiz
and Sahar. Today we're really raw dogging it yet again.
When do we not?
No, literally. We always come in with an idea and then it just goes from here to like yoo-hoo.
God knows where. Within about like 40 to 50 minutes, and yeah.
So today, as you know, on November 24th, the Bollywood industry lost Dharmendra.
Yes.
An icon. One of the biggest
like mega superstars.
Yeah.
I find it wild that before he actually passed away, the media already killed him. Do you know about this?
Like, kind of, like, because he was in the hospital before he passed away, and like his family was all coming to see him, and there was just a whole bunch of like, it very much so felt like to me, I was like, oh, like any day now we're gonna hear him pass away, like hear his announcement of him having passed.
Yeah.
And then they were like, Dharmendra's home, and I was like, oh, okay, slay, like, good for you, I'm so happy, like, get well soon, bestie. And then literally 2 days later, it was like, Dharmendra has passed, and I was like, okay.
So there's a little chunk of that story in the middle from when he got to the hospital to when they said he's home. The media and everyone was reporting that he passed away. So it was circulating in group chats. I had read about it in like all the journals, the websites, the media, whatever, had reported that he passed. And like, everyone is going to see him now. Like, it is now this big storm that like he's now passed, and that was the official statement, but not a statement from the family, not a statement from his PR team, not a statement. I don't know if he has a PR team. Not an official statement from anyone close to him. Yeah, it was just the media. In the moment, it's not in the moment. It's not speculation, because there's a legend that is confirmed to be in the hospital. It is confirmed that celebrities from all over are going to see him. It's confirmed that he is not well and is on his deathbed. And so when someone reports that he's passed away and every news outlet picks it up, you think it's the truth because that's all you hear. So it wasn't now in hindsight, it was speculation because he wasn't actually passed. So I was telling my mom, I was like, so he's not passed. He's in his hospital bed looking at the news of him dead. Like, that is an insanely not professional thing to do from any standpoint. Well, to be fair, the Indian media has never been the most professional.
No, I was gonna
paparazzi
say
establishment.
Yeah, I was gonna say the India, like, if there's one thing I hate about the Bollywood industry, it is Bollywood media. Like, Indian media, I think, is just like, and maybe it's because I'm more interested in Bollywood and therefore I like watch a lot of more like, you know, like how they have videos and pictures of like paparazzi scene photographing like blah 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 blah. So I see more of that in Bollywood than I do in Hollywood. But like, even when I see like Hollywood come to India, which is happening so much now, it's just, I'm always just like, not ashamed, but like a part of me is just like, come on, like, have some like type of etiquette and like self-respect at that point. I'm like, did you see the videos of what the paparazzi were doing when Dharmendra had passed and the family and people were going to see him?
Yeah, they do that all the time, which is very intrusive, very like camera to the window of the car, like people inside the car, like we get it, like in the sense that I get it, it's your job and like, you know, you have to take the pictures because if you don't, they're not going to sell, and then they don't sell, then you're literally out of a job and everything. But like, you do not have to be like that in the face and not that screaming and like yelling and like it's there, like I said, there's a certain type of, it can be cute, like when there was the Ambani like event where like Nita Ambani like, I don't know, like unveiled the cultural center or something like that, the NMAAC or something like that, where Zendaya, Tom Holland, Gigi Hadid, but they all
like,
went.
Jiju,
and they were like gigi kre.
But like,
which is like so funny. Like, those moments are cute and very wholesome because even the celebrities play along with it. They're like, oh, they're being endearing in their own language, which is very cute. But this is like a whole different level of intrusive.
It's also the difference between it being like a controlled environment and then like obviously an uncontrolled environment, like you always see the cutest, most wholesome things like on red carpets and on like big events and stuff, because like they have literally like a line that they cannot cross, and you know, they're not all up in a person's face. But then there's so many times that we see the Indian media like knowing that someone's gonna land at the airport and just swarming them, and literally the only thing keeping like that person away from the paparazzi is like a bodyguard. Like it's dangerous, it's just disrespectful, and it's like frankly pretty like just embarrassing.
I mean, we've seen like there are similarities to this in the Hollywood industry as well, with like Princess Diana and what happened to her in the tunnel, and then also with like insanely huge mega famous people like Kim Kardashian, and like we see like swarms of people just always at them at places like the airport or when they're going out to eat and stuff like that. And like we hear them talk about it too, where they're like, I see unflattering pictures of myself all the time, and it's like, I didn't know I was being recorded. And it's like, that is such an invasion of privacy on both fronts, on both Hollywood and Bollywood and any other film industry where media plays a big part in your success.
And I know people are gonna be all up in here saying that like they're celebrities, like they're signing up for this. It's not even about that. It's literally just human decency. Like, it is just the fact that, okay, yeah, they are celebrities, they are also people. Like, that's what baffles me. Like, I know for a fact I would faint at the sight of certain celebrities. Like, put Shah Rukh Khan in front of me and I'm speechless, dead. Okay? But at the end of the day, like, all these people are literally just people. Like, they are people who are successful in the career that they chose, which is why they have this like elevated sense of like, it's like a god complex in a way, but like boiled down to it, they are just people with resources. Like, you know what I mean? You know? And it's this, I feel like it's the same with the whole paparazzi thing. I'm like, would you want someone like shoved up your ass, like doing the most intrusive things all the time? Like, being afraid to literally step out of your house is not a normal thing to feel. Like,
examples I've seen recently are like what Chapel Roan has done. She's been very outspoken about the media's disrespect of her and her craft, and she's been very vocal in public about the fact that like you said, I didn't sign up for this. This is not part of my job. This is not a part of my contract. So from now on, you will be respectful of me and my craft, or I will stop showing up in the media. So now every time she goes to red carpets, people are very respectful of her. Like, Chapel, could you please turn to the side? Like, Chapel, could you please look in my direction? Like, and they're more respectful on that front. Another example I can think of is like, there was this one incident of Selena Gomez when she was walking out of like a Starbucks or something, and she had been followed like the entire day, and she wasn't like feeling the best or whatever the situation was, and she was like, can you guys please like leave me alone, because I'm feeling, because I'm like, you're scaring me. And they were like, but it's very, the first thing she said was like, it's very competitive out here, and she was like, Selena was like, okay, sorry, like, have a great day, because it's like, what? And then the reporter was like, well, like, I'm sorry, it's very, like, we're trying to get the shot. And, like, I understand that that's, like you said, that is your livelihood. But there is a very clear boundary of, like, again, like you said, put yourself in their shoes. If they are telling you they're scared, if they can't leave their house to run errands, then there is a problem. Then there is something that needs to be reassessed.
I feel like we need to stop putting celebrities on this pedestal. But then also at the same time, consumers eat it up. Like,
I feel like those are two separate things.
What do you mean?
Like, we're talking about like celebrities' privacy and the media invading that privacy, and then you're talking about we're putting them on this pedestal. Like, that I think are two different.
But it's like it's like a supply and demand thing, is my point, right? Like, the reason why people are continuously doing this is because they know that like shots of like all these like celebrities in their like sweats and dressed down or whatever, they know that those are, people love to see it and love to see the behind the scenes. Do you know what I mean? Like, if the content they're giving us is gonna perform well, then they're gonna keep on giving that content
and keep us fed.
And not for our sake, but for their sake, because the more people are interested in that type of stuff, the more money they're gonna get.
That's a good point.
Like I said, it's a supply and demand thing. So like, it is also our fault for like seeking out this type of content, being like, oh my god, like, did you see like Selena Gomez? Like, do you remember that one time Selena Gomez, there was a BTS picture of her like without makeup and like in full sweats or whatever. And people were like wrecking her about just being like, oh my god, like what is she wearing? Okay, maybe Selena Gomez wasn't the person. I know this happened to multiple women though. And people were just like tearing her apart, being like, oh my god, like why does she look like that? Bruh, she was literally like out getting a coffee or something like that. Like, what do you want her to do? Beat her face and put on a gown to like walk outside for 5 minutes just to do her thing? Like, obviously not. And like, same thing, like bringing it back to the whole Dharmendra thing is like, people were like talking about how this person is reacting and how this person is reacting. Yo, they are literally mourning. Let them live. Like, let them do what they're doing. It's just so, I've never loved the paparazzi. I respect them for their work and the fact that they have to do what they have to do. But like I said, there is a certain decency and etiquette to going about it that they think that they just don't have to worry about because it's their job. There's always a better way to do it.
So they pronounce him deceased without having any formal like declaration that he has passed. And then Isha Deol, so Dharmendra's daughter, after I don't know a couple hours or something, puts out a statement where she's like, my father is still alive. This is like insanely disrespectful. And even Hema Malini, she tweeted and she was like, again, same sort of concept, my husband's still alive. So it's like, you need to like, this is like, let us not mourn, but like, because he hasn't passed yet, but like, let us be with our family. Like, that's what we need right now. We don't need you to like be intrusive, and that's when more news spread in the group chat where we were like, okay, so he's not actually passed. And that's when he went home and then he passed.
So it feels like manifesting in like the worst way, you know what I mean? And it's just like, I just watched Sanam Teri Kasam and I was like, you haven't watched it.
I was just editing one of our reels where we were talking about that and I was like, huh, she told me to watch that. And
you should watch it.
Here we are.
But like, spoiler alert, but there was, one of the whole things is that the family catches their daughter in a situation and goes like, you're dead to me, literally puts like a garland on her picture type of vibe, say this has her last rites and everything. And again, this is spoiling it, but like,
I won't remember.
It comes into fruition, like it happened, and I'm like, we're talking about this, what a coincidence. But like, it just feels like manifesting it in the worst. Like, why are you putting shit like that out into the world? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, until you have proper reports, you should not be putting any news like that out there. And that is why fake news is such a problem. And honestly, media in general, fucked.
This reminds me of a thing I recently saw of the White House correspondent for BBC, I think, Caroline Levitt. Or no, that's the press secretary for the White House. I'm mixing up two names. Carol...
Your phone?
My phone is over there. BBC White House correspondent. Nope, it's not Gary O. White... CNN. Caitlin Collins. Yes, that's who it was.
I knew that.
I'll restart my entire point. This reminds me of something I saw recently with the CNN White House correspondent, Caitlin... What's her name? Caitlin Collins? Caitlin. And she was talking about this scene. We're talking about fake news, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what did it remind me of? You were talking about somebody pronounced someone dead before they had all the facts. Yes. It reminds me of something that I saw in a CNN, the White House correspondent. She was talking about an interview, and it was like her reacting to press secretary type scenes in TV shows and saying like, is this the real thing? Like, would this actually happen? And the TV show was, I don't remember what it was, but the situation was...
House of Cards.
Everybody, I have no idea.
Okay.
The newsroom, maybe? But it was... so the reporters that are on camera, they're getting shit feeded in their ears about, like, the actual, like, events that are happening in real time. Like, breaking news or something. And if there's... It's sort of the same situation where someone pronounced someone dead, but the source was another news station. It wasn't the actual family, or it wasn't the death reporter. So everyone in that room is saying, "Oh, the person's dead. Say that they're dead. The person's dead. Say that they're dead." And the reporter is like, "Should I?" But there's like the main guy, or like the head, whatever, is like, until we have a confirmed source, we are not going out and spreading fake news. The fact that they died. So it's sort of the same thing where I'm trying to find the connecting point.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, where it is insane that we allow fake news to be spread without having confirmed sources.
Yeah.
Because that, like I said in the beginning, I was talking about how it was, now in hindsight it was fabrication, that they made up the news.
Yeah.
But at the time we thought it was true because we didn't hear anything else.
That's what you believe you believe the news sources that you
If I don't believe the news, who do I believe?
No, literally, which is crazy though, because like, I don't know about other education systems, but in Canadian education, like the Canada education system, or in Ontario, whatever, they push like searching for accurate news sources so heavily in our curriculum.
Yeah.
Like, I was learning about how to find an accurate source or a credible source before I even knew how to like use Google properly.
Truly,
like, you know what I mean?
The first thing was Wikipedia is not accurate. Go to the bottom of Wikipedia and look at the links.
Yeah.
Look at the references. Make sure they're peer reviewed. Double blind study. Everything like that.
No, literally. Then at the same time, I am the same person who's gonna look at something on TV and immediately believe what it is. Like,
do the people making these, like calling these shots, not have the same sort of rigor that we were taught as children?
exactly.
That we were taught growing up, that like you always need to look at something from an analytical perspective.
Yeah.
Who does the CNN back up? What, they are coming from a biased perspective as well.
Yeah.
You need to look at the right, look at the left, see what's actually going on. Get a full story.
Like, that's why people jump between, like, whenever there's an election in America, that's why people always jump between CNN and Fox News, because like there are so many things going on and so many perspectives. Every single person in the world has a bias. Every single person. There is no person out there who's gonna be completely and utterly objective.
Yeah.
But like, we don't care, clearly. Like, people who watch that and take that in are just like, nope, I see it, I believe it, point blank, period, let's move on.
So you were trained to piece together your own reality about what's happening, to be as educated and as informed as possible.
Yeah.
And back to that point, like, there is no standard, there is no precedent for the people calling these shots, for the people disseminating information to the general public.
Yeah. I don't know, I just feel like journalism as a career, like as a whole, has become so...
You studied this.
Yeah, and it's a money grab. Like, what I see is not reflected to what I learned. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm like,
100%.
there's so much like rules and regulations and processes and everything that I've been taught, but then at the same time, what I'm seeing, and I'm like, if you went through those steps, there's no way this would be like what I am looking at right now. You know what I mean? What do you mean that I on Fox News, and I get it, Fox News is like, it's Fox News, but like, what do you mean all these people are literally yapping and they're not providing any sources? They're having all these debates, but there's nothing backing it, and people are eating it up. People are eating it up. They hear what they want to hear. They decide that if they like what they hear, they believe it. If they don't like what they hear, they don't. But that's not how the world works. Like,
there's absolutely
there is
no
fact. Exactly. There is fact, and then there is not, which is why I like things like Jubilee and stuff, where they have these type of debates, but then everything that is said, there is a third person fact checking every single thing. Those are the type of debates I can get behind, because it'll call out it, even if the person who's editing or creating or whatever is, say, like right or left or whatever, regardless of who is speaking, it will always provide facts on what they are saying. If someone drops a statistic, they are going to put underneath what the actual statistic is. And I'm like, that I can get behind. Like, that makes sense. Like, to me, that registers, because I'm like, okay, see, like, now I have something backing what I say, and they provide sources.
Agreed.
And I get it. It's
That's
a
how it
lot
should
of
be.
work. Like, it is additional work, but also it is your responsibility to provide the news. This is not propaganda. We're not living the like 1900s where everything is just like put out there and should be believed. We have so many resources at our fingertips. Why aren't we using that?
100%.
Anyways, told
So,
you
yeah.
we start somewhere and go somewhere else.
So yeah, Dharmendra, basically the media made him pass away before he actually passed away, and then he passed away. So yeah, that was my piece that I wanted to say before we got into like his legacy and like whatever lore you wanted to drop about him.
Yeah. So Dharmendra passed away. Obviously, this is going to be so hypocritical given everything I just said, but my social media flooded with like their facts and the history and all this stuff, right? One of the biggest things, and this isn't new, this is something that I was told about, like my parents knew this, I just fully forgot it happened, but Dharmendra has a second wife without having divorced his first wife.
Oh, has.
So Hema Malini, second wife.
Well, no, past tense.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Hema Malini is the second wife.
Yeah.
So who's his first?
Wait. Yeah, so his first wife was Prakash Kaur. And if you look on Google,
on Wikipedia.
Hey, it says Prakash Kaur 1954 to 2025, Hema Malini 1980 to 2025.
Oh.
So he married his first wife before he was introduced into the he married his first wife before he came into the industry.
And married her after.
Sunny and Bobby Deol are her kids.
Prakash Kaur's.
Yes.
Ah.
Then when he came into the industry, obviously he met Hema Malini on a set of one of their films. I can't remember which one, but it was on a set of one of their films. And that's when there was like some interviews that I kind of saw, and she was just like he was like, it was instant, like love at first sight type of vibes, and they were just like so connected. However, there's like a side plot where apparently, obviously he was taken, and so she was actually set to marry someone else initially, and then Dharmendra kind of like was like, absolutely not. This part I don't know if it's true, like this part is like alleged, all of it, because I didn't like go down this rabbit hole, but apparently she was set to marry someone else, and Dharmendra was like, absolutely not, like my woman type of vibe. And then that's when both of them like ran away or whatever, got married, and they returned married. During this time period where they had like dipped,
dipped.
there is again no confirmation about this to the end. No one has confirmed or denied this. This is all just speculation. And like but
it's confirmed that they're married.
Yes, 100%
that
married.
Both of them are married to Dharmendra.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. They have both talked about it.
But the story of how it happened is
like icky. Yeah, like it's there's a lot of mud fog, whatever, over it. There are like documents where they found this, but again, there's no like actual confirmation, because like what if the documents are forged? What if again, media, you can't trust everything you see, you know? There are theories that when they ran away, he converted to Islam. Both of them converted to Islam so that he could have a second wife. Oh. Because in Islam, you can have more than one wife. I think it's up to 4. So apparently they both changed their names. I don't remember the name, but it was like a very Muslim name. Apparently they both changed their names and everything, but when they came back to the industry, obviously they didn't like get rid of their names, because why would they? But yeah, so like that's the whole thing, that Hema Malini is his second wife without him having divorced his first wife. And it was like a very toxic family environment because of that, in the sense that both of them were like, Dharmendra loved us, blah blah blah, but then like BTS is more so that they were never allowed to cross paths with each other, so it would only be one or the other type of thing with him. Down to the hospital room that he was in, it was like if one was there, the other could not. And from my recollection, I could be wrong, but I think it was his first wife, like Prakash Kaur, who was in the hospital room with him, and Hema Malini was not allowed to come in, like not allowed to be there when he passed.
I see.
Again, all of this stuff is not confirmed.
So is Isha Hema Malini's daughter?
Yes.
Got you. Okay.
It's just the boys that are
Sunny and Bobby are like step siblings? No.
Yes.
What's the word when you have the same father but not the same mother?
Yeah, so they had like separate houses. They never interacted with each other though. Like down to his last days. And now there are a bunch of interviews coming out with like Hema Malini and Prakash Kaur and everything about how they talked about each other, but like how like, or like the lack thereof, because they would always just kind of push this idea of how great a person Dharmendra was. But one thing they both agreed on was that, like, he was a great dad. Which I guess, like, who am I to question?
Sure.
I just think if you're putting your family in that situation, automatically you are not a good dad. But
to each their own.
Yeah, but I just find it really interesting that this clearly happened in the 80s. I didn't even find out about it until, like, we were watching a movie and Dharmendra was there, and my dad or something was like, fun fact, you know, he has a wife that he never and without divorce, a second wife without having divorced his first.
That's crazy, like, lore to drop in the middle of the movie.
Yeah, I was shocked. But you know what's crazier? I forgot. Like, fully, it exited my brain. Like, it was
That's not... how forgetting works.
Anyways, like, but until he...
temporarily exited your brain.
Yeah, until he passed away and it, like, all this information resurfaced. And I'm like, you're telling me we just allowed this man to be idolized for so many years? Like, why? Like, people are still shunning Amitabh Bachchan about, like, how he had an affair with Rekha. This man had a whole other wife.
Yeah.
What? And
we love Rekha.
We love Rekha.
What'd you do?
More of a you thing, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you hate Jaya Bachchan?
I just think she has an attitude.
Yeah.
From what I can see online and through the media, I do understand her wanting to, you know, set boundaries with the media. I understand that whole perspective. She is very old-fashioned with the way that she thinks. Like, how she's spoken about Aishwarya Rai in interviews, how she's spoken about her daughter Shweta in interviews as well. I can understand having that perspective, but the way she goes about it is at least interestingly portrayed.
Yeah. If Jaya Bachchan had no haters, I'd be dead.
So, hater number 1 and potential hater number 2. I also love how unserious Rekha is about it.
Yeah, she's just like
in interviews too. Or no, she was like a guest judge on Indian Idol or something like that, and they were like, oh, imagine like longing for somebody that you can never have or something. And in the mic she was just like, ask me. And then she was like, oh, who said that?
Who said that? No, she's so unserious in the best way.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Jaya Bachchan's just so infuriating. Like,
she has her moments, which are very often.
Like, you know how some people feel about Kajal in the sense that her face comes up and people just, like, are immediately triggered? That's how I feel about Jaya Bachchan. Anyways, back to the point. I feel like, okay, that being said, I know I was like, how are we idolizing this guy? I don't think that should take away from his, like, legacy at all. Like, do you think that the fact that he went about what he did... Sorry, went about... No, that was correctly said.
I was like, why are you backing?
Went about what he did should, like, take away from his art and his successes?
Well, I mean, if his personal life worked for him, worked for everyone around him, then I'm, like, no one to judge that or anything like that, or judge, like, his character. If that's, again, how he wanted to deal with business, then to each their own. You do you. I only know him for his work, for his very limited work, at least from what I know of him.
Yeah.
You know, he's been in movies for decades, obviously.
Yeah.
And has had insanely, humongously popular works, like Sholay, like, insane. So yeah, I can only judge him for his legacy, because I truly don't know what people are like. I feel very PR in this moment. Like, I'm like, you can never tell who someone is on the inside.
Which like, is true, like...
Yeah, like, this one fact, like, I can't say that, like, oh, his legacy is completely void because he had 2 wives.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. If this is a situation, again, I sound like a broken record. What are you going to say?
I just feel like I think it depends on... Only reason why I think that he shouldn't be idolized the way he was is just that... Is the... Blah, 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 blah. Is because of how...
Yes. And also yes.
Is how he allegedly went about dealing with it all. Like, you know what I mean? Again, but that's the thing. We don't know what's true or what's not. And the family, like, now the only person who really could have said anything about the way it happened, he's gone. Like, it's... Because I'm like, if you're gonna do something like that... firstly, I'm not a huge fan of the multiple wives thing in the first place. Like... Unless it's an arranged marriage and you're giving me a bunch of cash and you're letting me be and I'm letting you be and you want to have another wife, like, teach their own. Like, you have fun. But, like, if you're having this, like, super intimate relationship with one person and you're like dedicated and a wife and loving and caring and having these kids with them that you're putting out this like portrayal of such a family man. Like my first introduction to Dharmendra was like Yamla Bagla Divana Oraba, and I'm like, he's come in so many movies like that with his like sons and this whole like if you're putting that out as such a family man type of persona, how can you turn around and like have this second wife and completely neglect, one way or another, neglect a whole part of your family? But then also, it's common, like in Islam and stuff, like people who do have multiple wives, it is not common for all of them to just live under one roof, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, they will have multiple homes and they will have multiple setups and all that stuff. Which actually reminds me, side note, that this brings Bobby Deol's whole character from Animal is so ironic to me now. Do you remember his character in Animal? So,
I don't remember
as a refresher, you should rewatch it. As a refresher, Bobby Deol's character was Muslim, and like a distant relative of Ranbir Kapoor's or whatever, in the movie, obviously. He had multiple wives. Our introduction to him, like the whole dancing with the glass on his head, was him getting married to, I think it was like his 3rd or 4th wife or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All of them, from what I could gather, did live under one roof. But I digress. I just think it's really ironic now that he had that character and he had that, obviously he was a negative role in that, but the fact that he had that whole thing going for him, and now, like, again, being refreshed about his dad, and it's not that things are clicking, I just find it funny. I just thought I would bring
the parallels.
Yes, the parallels. No. Because he was a horrible man in that movie. Like,
okay.
He, like, actively raped his wives, and he actively, like, hurt them and abused them. And
this is why I didn't like the movie. Do you still stand by this movie?
Yes, I love that movie, bro. I will die on this hill. You know what? Let me know. Let us know if you want us to talk about Animal, because we've had this debate and it's such a good debate.
Our 2 debates have always been Aishwarya Rai and Animal.
Like, he dies on this hill that it was a garbage movie. I die on this hill that is one of the biggest cinematic masterpieces of this time.
It wasn't for me, because like, clearly it was a hit. Clearly it I don't know what resonated. It was a cinematic masterpiece, like you said.
Yeah.
Like cinematography and da-da-da-da. Like, I can look back and be like, okay, maybe there was some acting there, maybe there was some cinematography there. I do agree that it was shot very beautifully.
Very beautifully.
It's just some of the subject material was just very graphic.
Yes.
And very, like, a lot all at once sort of vibes. Like, I went with my mom and my brother to watch Bharat, which was the Salman Khan Katrina Kaif movie. In the very beginning, it's that scene of him, like, getting separated from, like, during partition, like during the train scene, and there's like people wielding knives, like and people are trying to escape on this train, and the little kid like comes up on like a train full of bodies, and like, so that was one of the first scenes of that movie. So it was very like, what did we step into? This is not what was advertised. Clearly that's a theme with me. Like, this is a lot. Like, my mom was like, we might actually step out of the movie theaters because this is a lot. So I felt sort of the same with Animal too, because I was like, I don't know what I was coming in with. I don't know what the presumption was. It definitely was not what I saw, which is maybe what was so off-putting for me, at least, because clearly it was a hit movie. So there's something I wasn't getting from that, which, hey, if you want that episode, I'm down to rewatch it, because I will rewatch it at some point.
Any excuse to rewatch Animal is a great one for me. Like,
so yeah, maybe I will rewatch Animal for that reason.
I think we should totally do an episode where we bring back Animal, because after Animal came Kill, and Kill was very like the way I said it on my TikTok was like, Animal walked so Kill could run type of thing. And
Kill did insanely well as well. I mean, he won the Filmfare Award, no?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. And can we just say that this whole Lakshya and Raghav duo that's coming into fruition, I'm loving it.
Weren't they both in Bads of Bollywood too?
Yeah, so, all alleged, but they are Karan Johar's current favorites. Kill was also a Karan Johar production.
Interesting.
And I don't know if you've gotten to this part in the Bads of Bollywood, but they have like this 3-movie contract plot line. And and people were like reflecting on
this
that.
This is the 3 movies.
Karan Johar has them locked on a 3 movie contract. I really think you need to finish the show.
So that's like, we'll do, that's in the pipeline. So let us know what you want to see first.
Yeah.
And that's the project that I will watch first.
Please.
But yeah, so you see the parallel with Animal.
Yeah, I just think it's really funny.
A very small parallel. And
Yeah. In the sense that they both had multiple wives. But it's just, again, very ironic to me that Bobby Deol was the person that they chose to have this role who has these wives. I don't remember what my point was before I got sidetracked. But regardless, that is the tea behind Dharmendra and his family that I'm actually pretty shocked that you don't know of, because this flooded my social media after he passed away.
All of, like, my TikToks weren't really filled with him. My Instagram was a little filled with him, but my Instagram was more filled with the celebrities attending his, like, last rites.
Which was something else I wanted to talk about.
What?
Well, nothing like tea related, but like, I know a lot of people came. There was this one video where they like focused on Amir Khan coming, and I couldn't understand why it was such a big deal.
I don't know if there's like a media story about Amir Khan coming, but I did see a lot of videos of everyone coming.
Yeah.
Like Rekha spotted attending whatever.
Yeah.
Not whatever, but like Kareena Kapoor, Ranbir Kapoor spotted, Deepika and Ranbir. Like,
which isn't surprising.
A lot of people. Kajol went to their residence. Like, Preeti Zinta went. Like, there's a lot of, like, that's what I usually see on my feed. Whenever there's an event, I see everyone showing up to the event, and the red carpet footage and the after party footage, that's what floods my feed. Whenever there's a funeral, I see everyone showing up in white to the residence, to the wherever they're having the ceremonies. Whenever there's what other events happen? That's usually it.
You can
where I'll see, like, you know, like Pink Villa, Filmy Mantra, Instant Bollywood, Manav Mangla something, Voompla. Like, I see all of these pages like post like all of these, like the Indian media. I'm seeing all those videos in real time being posted of these celebrities attending these whatevers.
Yeah.
So that's what usually floods my feed versus the informational sort of content.
I get the history, and I get like what the things that resurface and the deep dark secrets, and
that's usually being shared with me on WhatsApp or on Facebook. So that's where I'll see that.
Fair enough.
But versus the 2 social media platforms that I'm mostly on, that's not what I get.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's also like I'm eating up that content.
Yeah, and I'm eating up this content.
So I'm just eating more of it.
Like, for me, whenever, like, the one where all the people were coming for his last rites and whatever, I completely, like, I remember actively recall skipping over those.
Because it's like you're just watching celebrities pull up in cars with people swarming the cars. Like, that's...
Also, with someone like Dharmendra, like, I already assume that everyone and their mother is going to show up. Like, even on Instagram... Like, I was on the Sojai Instagram after he passed away, because I think I put it on our story.
I think so, yes.
And I remember going through all the stories of the people we follow, and we primarily follow celebrities on that account, and it was every single one was just like Rip King, like Rip Dharmendra, like, thank you for all that you've taught us, and so I'm like, even those I remember just going pew pew pew. You see something once, you see it a million times, okay? Like, it was all very similar, and I'm just like, So, like, what is your most prominent memory of Dharmendra, I guess?
I don't have one.
Really?
My recent memory of him is like him looking very weak.
Yeah.
When he shows up to events, like having to have people like hold him up, like unable to say much, or like at least it's very like it's not what's the audible version of legible? Audible. It's not very like coherent. Like so that's what I recall of him. I recall him in what was that movie, Rocky Rani? But being in the wheelchair, like, and getting up, and that was the most
of it. Yeah.
I recall, like, I don't recall him being like healthy active, because I wasn't like fully aware of. Yeah, I didn't watch I didn't consume his content growing up.
Yeah, and
so
like,
I didn't see him when he was.
Yeah, and like my earliest memory of Dharmendra was what I said earlier, is like Yamla Pagla Divana is the only like.
I've heard his music, I haven't seen.
Yeah. Which is crazy given, because I'm like, can't say the same about like Amitabh Bachchan and Rishi Kapoor, who I feel like were probably around at the same level as like Dharmendra's success, if not like, yeah, maybe a little more, but like, because Dharmendra was before them, right? Like a little before them.
Amitabh Bachchan and him were, I think, same.
And then Rishi Kapoor came
was
after.
a little bit after.
But like I know who Dharmendra was my whole entire life. But it's weird because you're right, like I don't think I was exposed to his work the way I was exposed to like Amitabh Bachchan and Rishi Kapoor's work.
Yeah.
But I just find that interesting.
Because my parents are still and have been since the time of his passing going on about like his work and like watching his old movies and listening to his old songs and talking about like how they grew up with him. And like sort of the same way we talk about our current celebrities like from the 2000s, 2010s. They talk about Dharmendra. Like, he was the most handsome person. Like,
I heard that he was, like,
everyone was talking about, like, his looks and, like, his acting. And, like, he truly was, like, he was my dad's favorite actor. Or he was my favorite actor. Like, I've heard a lot of that
But,
in my
like,
house.
that's what's interesting is that, we hear about that with Amitabh Bachchan, for example, like, as well. But maybe it's because Amitabh Bachchan still comes in movies, you know what I mean? And Dharmendra did, like, stop coming in movies. Yeah. Like, him coming in Rocky Aur Rani was, like, a big thing.
Big thing.
Like, oh my god, he's back. On that note, by the way, so, this is probably one of the saddest things about celebrities dying, is when they have a film that's about to release and they pass away prior to that. Prime example, the one that broke me apart was...
Just like a jet.
No,
Never mind. Sushant.
Him.
Sushant Singh Rajput.
Yeah. Do you know after
which movie was the Main Tera Boyfriend one, right?
No.
The Kriti Sanon one.
No. Right after he passed away, they announced that he was coming in they had finished filming and stuff, a Bollywood remake of The Fault in Our Stars.
Oh yes, yeah, and everyone attended that.
It was firstly, it was a big like overlap of Hollywood and Bollywood, because Ansel Elgort, the guy who plays like Gus in The Fault in Our Stars, they were like super involved in it too, in the sense that he literally gave Sushant Singh the jersey that he wore in the original movie, and he is seen wearing that exact same jersey in the Bollywood remake of it. But overall, it was just like, it is one of the most heartbreaking things for me to ever like wrap my head around, being like, you have this piece of work that's coming out that you've put your heart and soul into, because we know that like actors and actresses put so much into their work, and like you're not even there to see its success. And I'm like, and for him specifically, like Sushant Singh, is like there was so much behind his death and so much darkness behind his death. You don't know about this in detail, right?
No, but you know a lot.
I know a lot. But there was, long story short, was just that it was allegedly he was murdered, and it wasn't actually suicide. His whole entire career, because he should have been he was such a great actor. Like, he was one of those people that everyone was like, oh, he's gonna go so far, except he got targeted because I think it was a Salman Khan family who did not like him. So that's why he was like actively boycotted from movies, and that's why he never got movies that did successful, and he got all these like crappy scripts and everything, was because they were actively keeping him from the good scripts and stuff. But anyways, it's a whole plot line, but it was like, he found out that one of the people who worked, I think it was Arbaz Khan, got some girl that worked for them pregnant. That girl had passed away, like, I think a weeks before or whatever. Suspicious death. And then allegedly he found out about that, which is why they targeted him. And it's just like a bunch of like messy underground whatever. And then there's this whole other plot line where one of his ex-girlfriends, she was like literally dosing him, like he was like hooked because of her, and she did it like intentionally. none of this is confirmed. This was just like that came out of this investigation that was going on a bit about it, but nothing ever actually came of the investigation. But that being said, because of all of that, and then the movie that did come out was, to summarize The Fault in Our Stars, spoiler warning if you haven't seen it already, is basically that this guy and this girl who both are recovering from cancer, they meet and fall in love and have this like very beautiful love story of like overcoming their disease and overcoming all this like trauma that they went through and all this stuff, and how he was a light in her life and he helped her want to keep going and everything, only for him to be the one to have it, like the cancer came back, and unfortunately he's the one who passed away from it. And like that being the last movie he came in and it ending the way that it did, like he was this light in a person's life, which is something they always said about him, to him dying at the end of the movie. Like, what do you mean your last movie ended with you dying?
Yeah.
Like, that's so, anyways, this is such an off-topic spiral, but my point was that he also has a movie that he had previously filmed that is coming out, I think, this month, if I'm not mistaken. It's called Ickies. It's based off of a true story.
Okay.
It's like about war and all that stuff. It is coming out on Christmas.
Interesting.
They announced it after he passed away.
Damn. A lot of people are gonna...
No, sorry. They announced it before he passed away.
Oh.
But he died before it came out.
Yeah. A lot of people are gonna show up to that movie's premiere.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Sort of the same way, like, a lot of people showed up to the Jab Tak Hai Jaan premiere
because it was
Yash's last movie.
Yeah. But anyways, one of the most sad things, in my opinion, that could happen to an actor is dying before a film that you came in.
It's sort of like, who's that painter? Van Gogh?
Literally all of them became famous after their paintings.
Yeah.
After
people
they
thought
died.
They were crazy when they were actually living.
Van Gogh is the one who cut off his ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People thought they were crazy when they were actually like living and doing their paintings. They're like, this guy's a lunatic.
Yeah.
And then as soon as he passed, they're like, he was onto something.
Yeah, it's just sad.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's all I had to say about Dharmendra.
Yeah, that's all I have to say too. I'm surprised we have for 50 minutes about it.
Yeah, given the fact that we knew nothing about him.
Well, she knew more than I did, but like even then I was like, hey.
Like, and that's new information too. Like, I was introduced to all of this like a week ago, like less than. But yeah, so sorry for all the side plots that we went on. Because we started with Dharmendra, then we went to media, then we went back to Dharmendra, then I think we talked about Sushant Singh, and then we went back to Dharmendra.
Yeah.
And then we talked about Rekha and Jaya Bachchan for a bit.
Yeah. There's been a lot of side quests, if you will.
This is the most like prime example of unmedicated me type of video we've had in a long time. Which is funny, I did forget to have my meds today. Anyways, let us know what you want to see. Like I said, on the table is Animal and The Bads of Bollywood. If you guys don't tell us, you have to watch one of them by next week so we know what to record.
I will do my best.
Thank you. Preferably The Bads of Bollywood, because I have been holding it in. Like, my dad has watched this show since...
I will do my best.
Okay, like, please. But let us know what you want to watch. If there's anything you want to see, or want us to talk about, let us know. We would love to. If you're watching this on Spotify, if you're listening to this on Spotify, don't forget to like, follow, leave a review, and don't forget to comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright, follow us on all our social media at the Sochai Podcast. We have Instagram and TikTok. All the links are actually down below.
Takes all the guesswork out of it.
Yeah, literally you just scroll and click. Follow him on his socials.
Follow her on hers.
And we will see you next week. Bye bye.
Ciao.